What's up, Daisy? How you doing in this RV life? It's nice out here today. Beautiful sunset. What's going on, y'all? It is a beautiful sunset. It is Sunday, and I don't have anything for a video for tomorrow. Tony and I were just reviewing our footage for Wisconsin, for the Wisconsin Dells, and trying to see if we should break it up or make one video. It's a lot of work. I will say that it is a lot easier for me to just come out here and talk to you than it is for me to sit and parse through footage from 8 months ago. Is it August? 8 months ago? Wow. We got a lot of great footage. I don't want to butcher that video just so that I can force it out for tomorrow. So I said, hey, let me go outside and talk about community. You want me to toss the ball for you for a minute? Oh man. Oh. Get it. Oh, you too far out. Go get it. I think I'm gonna sit over here in Tanya's chair. Daisy. I am in a lot of pain. Oh, it's just not good because there's a lot of projects that I need to do with the RV. And the RV needs those projects done, but at the same time, I need content for videos. We're kind of in a little bit of a lull right now, and it becomes a question of, well, I'm trying to get these videos put out so that I got something to share with y'all. So let's talk about community. Community, the basis of having like a connection with others while you're out on the road. That can be difficult to keep up with. It kind of requires you to be more intentional. When you are traveling on the road, you will encounter people at the RV parks, and I will say that most of the people at the RV parks are very nice, genuine people. We haven't run into too many problems with other people at the RV parks. I think the worst we encountered was when we were in Jacksonville at Hanna Park. There was somebody who was drinking and belligerent, and the cops wound up coming out there. They weren't a problem for us, but they were close by, and so we got to kind of see that and feel that. That was the only negative side, I would say, of the people we've met at the RV parks. Aside from that, it's been great. There's been a lot of wonderful people we've met at the RV parks. And some of those people you will connect with and potentially stay connected with, especially if you've gone to 1,000 Trails. I'm going to circle back to that 1,000 Trails comment in a little bit. But first, let's work our way back there. And let's talk about different ways for you to get involved with community. And one of the ways that comes up is obviously churches. Churches is a great way to build and find community. But this problem that you'll find with churches is most of the time the churches that you visit aren't going to understand your lifestyle. So the church we're at Crystal Beach, they're very understanding because here in Crystal Beach there are so many people that live in RVs. A lot of snowbirds. So there's just a certain expectation of we're going to have a certain group of people this time of year and a different group of people the other time of the year, plus a lot of touristy type people that are coming and going on a regular basis. A lot of the other churches we visit, they're like, oh, we're so happy you're here. Come to this Tuesday night for this kids, and come to this Wednesday night for this age group, and come to this Thursday night for this, and special event coming up on the Saturday. They're just trying to get, it feels like, butts in the seat. They don't really comprehend or understand this lifestyle. So you can build community there, and you can make friends, and you can fellowship with others, and it is a good part. I strongly recommend going to church no matter what, whether it's for community or not. But I don't know how much community you're going to have that'll be ongoing with that church. It's possible. There are some churches that are setting up more of these virtual events that have been kind of brought on by the pandemic that are still going, and that could be useful. Another way for community that we've found has been, there's the YouTube channel Less Junk, More Journey, which they've got younger kids. Our daughter Kira and their daughter Hensley are both the same age, and they've got what started out as Patreon is a way where you can pay to be a part of their community, and it seems kind of like a fan club for them, but at the same time it actually is a community. We've already attended one of their huddles and met other friends. We literally have friends that we stay in touch with now that we've met through their team journey, which was important to Nathan and Marissa when they set up Team Journey. They didn't just want to have a fan club of Nathan and Marissa. They wanted to have this community of nomads. And that was because when they first started out, their first year or so was very lonely for them, because they're traveling around and seeing these amazing things. And yes, they're meeting people at the RV parks that are wonderful, nice people, but they're not having those connections that are bringing people together. So we have joined Team Journey, and we get to participate in their online events that they have, like their live streams, but then they've set up something actually separate from Facebook where we can get together and chat with each other and stay in touch. So that's another way for building community. Probably the biggest one that is for families especially is Fulltime Families. Fulltime Families is an organization where you pay to join it. They get you in, and then they have various break-off groups. There will be some based on which region you're in. So like we're Fulltime Families traveling Texas, we're in that group. And we will disclose within that group where we are to help make connections and find friends. And they'll divide up even further. There's Bible studies that are started out of this Fulltime Families. They have Minecraft servers where the kids can get together and they know that they're all full-time traveling families. And then on top of that, they will have actual real-life get-togethers, which we have not been to one of those yet. We've only really participated in the fact where we were meeting people at other RV parks. We would like to go to some of their rallies though. We hear they're quite amazing. They've got I think it's called Family Reunion that they hold in Florida in March, and there's like a lot of families there. The kids have a blast. They've done stuff in Arizona here recently where they've even had proms. So the kids could, even though they're all living in RVs, they're all homeschooled, they're all able to get together and have a prom. Fulltime Families has quite a bit to offer if you partake in all of it. Like I said, we haven't done any of their particular rallies yet, but we're in the chats where at the various different RV parks we're meeting people. And the first time that it really kicked off for us real big was at the Jellystone in Canyon Lake. Through the Christmas and Thanksgiving season, there was a lot of Fulltime Families that were there. We had a chat room, and we could be chatting through things like as little as who's got a can of tomato sauce that we can use tonight, to as big as where they set up a karate class for all the kids to go to twice a week, which Kaylin absolutely loved and was sad that that was over. Fulltime Families helped bring that stuff together. So if we didn't have that organization facilitating that, we wouldn't have been involved. So we've made a lot of friends, and those are some friends that will be friends for life. The girls are still consistently staying connected with a number of those kids. And Tanya and I as well have made friends, parents, through that organization while we stayed there. And it carried over into Thousand Trails. Now, before we started getting too heavily into Thousand Trails, I wasn't happy with it. If you've watched our video on Thousand Trails where I talked about is it right for you, when I just had the camping pass and I could only make reservations 60 days in advance, that didn't fit into my plans at all. Because not only can you only book them at 60 days in advance, whereas I've been booking stuff a year to 6 months in advance, it's like I have to not plan down to the 60-day window and then hope that I can get in. That just didn't work for me. So I was very anti-Thousand Trails. And as we went through our seasons of highs and lows, and we had a few points where we were feeling pretty depressed about the whole RV life, as we were lonely, and we were kind of hit over the head by a number of our other friends out in the YouTube community that said you need to be getting into the Thousand Trails to make those lifelong friend connections. Thanks, birds. I don't know if y'all can hear all the birds. So we decided that we did need to pursue Thousand Trails further. And so that's why we are now in Thousand Trails. And I will say that has already paid off, as we've spent several weeks at 2 of the Texas Thousand Trails. The girls have already made more lifelong connections at Thousand Trails, as well as their full-time family members. Kira can ride a bike now without training wheels through this community. How amazing is that? So if you're like me and you look at Thousand Trails with a perspective eye, I can't. If you've been watching me long enough, you'll know that I'm really good at spelling things and trying to pronounce things properly, but picking the right glossary word to go with the definition can sometimes be a struggle for me. So if you've been seeing a lot of the negative comments about Thousand Trails parks, which there are a lot of them, you have to learn how to live within that system in order to better understand it and make it work for you. So once you figure out that you can do it and you've got kids and you want to build a stronger community, I recommend it. Because in the winter time, especially Florida and Texas, you're gonna find a lot of the families are kind of staying down in Florida and Texas at these Thousand Trails parks in order to, well, not only save money, but in order to be out of the cold so that they can, well, that's where the community starts. There are other places. Jellystone was not a Thousand Trails park, but it is a place where a lot of full-time families go. Also, South Padre Island. We haven't been down there yet. But South Padre Island, Texas, there is an actual park that's run by the city that has like 500 campsites. And they've got their own dedicated full-time families group just for that park. It's huge. I was in the group for a little while I thought we were gonna go stay down there, and I wound up getting invited to like 3 birthday parties every weekend. It's like, I'm not even there, y'all. I had to leave the group because it was like I was getting inundated with so many birthday requests. It's full-time families is what brings all that together. So I strongly recommend, if you're gonna go into this, go with full-time families. Now they have an option, there's an annual membership, maybe $60 or $70 a month. I'll try to find that price and I'll put a link down below so that you can read more about it. Now, the rallies that I talked about, those are more expensive and they're also hard to get into. There's limitations, they'll sell out really fast. If you are a Fulltime Families lifetime member, you get priority over all the annual members. There's a benefit to doing the lifetime. I think it's over $300, and then that's it. So if you know you're gonna be doing Fulltime Families for a while, it's probably worth it for you to do that. Because then after you reach so many of years, then you don't pay anymore, but you're still a lifetime member forever. And then you get priority booking for events. Not only is that Florida rally a huge deal that sells out quickly, there's the Albuquerque Balloon Fiesta. Now, if you haven't heard of that, that's another one that is a very big deal to all RVers. We have not been to it yet because 1, it's really hard to get into. 2, you have to boondock and it's very tight and packed in. They pack a lot of RVs in. But if you love balloons, even if you're not just a little bit interested, what's this, 500 balloons, or just, it's a lot of hot air balloons. There's a lot of great footage out there. I couldn't even begin to recommend videos to you. Most of the RV channels that have been there, you just search for Albuquerque Balloon Fiesta and you're gonna find some great content. Our friend Jason over at RV Miles has some awesome footage where he's standing on the roof of his RV as a balloon is like, looking like it's gonna buzz his hair. Pretty epic if you ask me. Less Junk More Journey's been there quite a few times. Like I said, as far as I can remember, pretty much all the RV YouTube channels have been there for the most part. There's a few of us that have missed it. Said we're not ready for boondocking like that, even though they do have a honey wagon that comes around. And just getting in. So if you're a Fulltime Families member, lifetime member, then you get priority booking to the Albuquerque Balloon Fiesta. Sounds like a win-win. Now, are there more things beyond what I've brought up? Absolutely. Do I know them all? I do not know them all. But I'm going to list one last application that I recommend, and that is Nomad Near Me. And I can recommend this now because they are now on Android. They were Apple only for quite a while since their inception. They were having trouble getting things working on Android. I know the developer that developed the application, and it was working very hard to try to make it work. Even reached out to be like, hey, do you know anything about SQL backend? And no, not really. So I wasn't able to help out in that respect, but as soon as it became available for Android, I was on it. It's a free application. You can pay for the Pro membership, which is like $5 a month, and get some extra benefits, but it's not necessary. But the Nomad Near Me, what it does is it allows you to see other users that are in the account. If they make themselves visible, you can see potential friends, not exactly where they are, but when you do connect with a friend, like you have to confirm this is a friend. Then once you're confirmed on both ends, it will start to share with them where you are exactly. I know that seems a little bit scary to have that kind of information out there. That's why you make sure that you only connect with people that you truly know, that you really want to know where you are. But there's been cases where that would have been great. I've had an instance where friends of ours, right down Interstate 10 through Florida, could have been like, hey, looks like we're gonna pass each other. Wanna have lunch? Or we were staying in Port Aransas last year and went to the Sand Fest in April of 2022. And our friends over at Diary of a Family were right there at the Sand Fest. Could have been like, hey, are you at the Sand Fest right now? We're friends on Nomad Near Me now. I didn't have it back then because I don't have Apple devices. But that would have been so cool. So that's kind of the follow-up. So you use Fulltime Families, you stay at 1,000 Trails, you make some close friends that you want to stay connected with. Then you get on Nomad Near Me and you connect with each other as friends, and you build up that network, and then you can actually see where each other is as you travel the country. I think that's pretty cool. Well, that is how we recommend you work on building community. Like I said, I don't want to belittle going to church. I think going to church is important, but I just think that the church has a hard time, like I said, with this lifestyle. Most of the churches don't fully understand and grasp what it is we're doing. Like, we just want to come visit. We want to dig deeper into the Word and learn more about Jesus' teachings while we're here. Please let us participate. And if we make lifelong friends there, that'd be great. There's nothing to say that you won't make your best friend forever at that church that you visit. Just saying, most churches aren't geared that way. So when you're looking for those friends that understand your lifestyle of living on the road, that's when you want to look to places like Fulltime Families, Nomad Near Me, maybe even join Team Journey. Those are options that are out there. All right, I think I got some content. Hey, I think that was enough to make our vlog for the day. My back is killing me. I don't fully understand what's going on, but it's hurting a lot. But I need to get it rested up because I got several things I want to work on around the RV. I want to clean the gutters, show y'all some of that. These gutters need cleaning. Need to check out the roof, maybe do some AC maintenance. Still need to work on some wheels. It's chilly out here. Man, there's someone parasailing. I love Crystal Beach. All right, y'all. Thank y'all so much for watching our vlog today. We hope that you will continue to watch our videos, subscribe to help us out, give us a thumbs up and a comment if you would. We would greatly appreciate it. That all helps YouTube to get these views out, get us suggested to more viewers so that other people will watch our videos. Thank y'all so much for watching. Remember that life happens, even bad backs. Don't let it stop you. Stay fresh, cheese bags.